I never see when we buy is this you. See where to go under, is it your home? See I'm down there, see I'm down and I say where you go. I'm the that one, that phone cardi. That's where I want, you can't set your way. But I'll go away, you know. You play a must, yeah. Even a lucky, back at one, watch you on. I got daddy, I got body, yeah. Back at home, I got your way. Let me don't know, love, your brother. All I'm on your way. Well, I can't come on your way. I want to look over there. Well, I'm about to your life. Let me don't know, we go ahead. But I just see where it's at. I will stay one way, man. When you walk out, play away. What way, blood? What was the stay one blood? And that they will see wherever. You get never a jar. You say, I see you. You see more of blind, say, I see you. That's that you cool away. You say, I see you. Say, I take away, man. You say, I see you. I need a more change it. So people. I'm a player, I'm a jitter, no time I get like a lawyer, we are. What I bring to say, I decide. Say, Pally, I decide. You do what I'm about to. Why you feel that anyway, you? Daniel Sayo, Saya Chera Wamble and you. Monotuabo. Was everyone that knows that power? Can you wamble on? If I don't say you a Giaba, I cannot get right. Don't tell me why no lie under you. Type in the my help you. We want to buy the TV. I'm a terrible. I feel by the road. I don't know if you say go. Who will lie? Now what you want to buy you lie? So go Toteh. On your way.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Voice of Sinoe is back. A brand new edition of the show, your prime show. Please share the link for us. It's another wonderful show coming your way. Yeah, Patrick backstage waiting for Perkins and Shirley. What is Zoklibo? Yeah, Perkins is backstage, ladies and gentlemen. We are pointing today. There's another wonderful show coming your way. Yeah, Guinea and Liberia, who is stronger, Mediterranean. Guinea get Air Force, Liberia got what? Dudubo Army. Yeah, but the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, assured the nation.
I'm the GB Caraway, you. One way, yeah. The Michael, I will be my country. I know it. Pull anyway, Pole ni lowe koyonde koyonda. Madoya, kila na ubeye seko. Keya tabise si yogon kwa webla o. Yo ade mama weye blo. Ko bando ai, beni wa kwalu o. Kanu, ajuwe. Beni ko lo se yo so kwa webla o. Años son en la babuela. Si a Romeo se son en la babuela. Babuela es así. Bible te años son en ti habla en ciego. Para digo si años son en babuela. Amine, ya vi duode. Ande tome la wey.
The Kulimo boy, alongside Prince Near Tally on this one. I'm there for you, yeah. For you, I'm there for you, yeah. You saw no out for you, when you want me for you, yeah. But I'm there for you, yeah. Mama, yeah. I'm there for you.
Yeah, bless for you. Bless Doctor put the Esoteric, Perkins, Shirley, and Patrick Bolu. All right, guys, so share the show. Another wonderful edition of the Brown Show coming your way from these United States of America.
Mama. Mama, I'm late for you. I tell you, it must start you. Late for you, Papa. Not you, Mother. It must start you. Forest High. Mother. I'm late for you. No, you know, you're here. I bet you to be you're here. I'm left for you. When I'm left for you, you're here. When I'm left for you, I'm left for you. In a I'm left for you.
Yeah, I'm blessed for you. I'm blessed. That's how you put that. I'm blessed Perkins and I'm blessed Patrick Bolu, Shirley. All right, guys. Again, share for us. Subscribe to our YouTube page. My audio is going in and out here. Let's see. Hopefully, my audio will be kind to me today. All right. Let's leave it like that and do our thing here.
Mama, I bet you to be Mama,
Hold on there and listen. The biggest online platform is back and we are ready. It's the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora, your one-stop for information, debate, and discovery. Join us every Thursday at 12 o'clock p.m. EST, 4 o'clock p.m. GMT, and 12 midnight in the Philippines, where power, progress, and the people take center stage. The program is with your host, Toteh Esoteric, the mouthpiece of the God, and your bread and co-host, Shirley. They are bringing the heat, the truth, and the talk every single week with spotlight, polls, education, politics, and so much more. Listen and listen very well. The program features deep dives and critical analysis from Patrick Bolu and Perkins. Don't miss out. Catch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. The program is every Thursday, and you know why? We bring the conversation to you. Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora, where your voice matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Esoteric. Let me do a little sound check to make sure we are on track with sound quality here. All right, so just give me a little bit. Let me put myself on mute from this angle. Give me a second, guys. If my audio is good, let me know. I got myself on mute over there, so let me make sure our sound quality is good. Give me a second, guys. If my audio is good, let me know. Okay, it looks like I got a pretty good audio there. All right, guys. Again, officially welcome to Santa County Premier Platform, the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Patrick, Perkins, Shirley, and of course, the spokesperson of the elders and the ancestors, Sapo Esoteric, coming to you live from these United States of America, the home of the free and the land of the brave. We are here again to have another lively conversation about global happiness. We have Patrick from Liberia. We have Perkins, covering North Dakota, and Shirley from Minnesota. Of course, I'm here in Maryland. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on Patrick here from Liberia. Let's bring Patrick on, the great journalist. Hey, Patrick. Patrick, let's test your audio, buddy.
Yes, Esoteric. How you doing today, brother? How you doing? And happy to be back with you today.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. All right, let's bring the rabbi, the intellectual and the political rabbi of Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora, Perkins. Hey, Perkins, how are you, buddy? Let's activate your video or your audio.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. For some reason, the volume from your end is really low on my end. Got the last volume up here on my device, but you guys are sounding low.
Let me see. Let me test it from my end. Yeah, let's see.
Got the last volume up here on my device, but you guys are sounding low.
Let me see. Test it from my end. Yeah, let's see. I think the problem is from your side because I think the audio is pretty. Patrick, how's my audio quality from your side?
The audio quality is not bad. Just that I'm also feeling a dropped in your volume today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange. I don't know what are the problem. Let me see them. Let me put it max here. It's on max on my side.
Right.
Yeah. So what you do, Perkins? Go back and come back. Get off and come back. Let's see. Yeah.
All right. Let me do that.
All right, guys, we'll give us a second. Let's settle the audio quality. If you are out there and my sound is good, sound good, Kolo said. All right. So who else getting by sound for me? Please let me know. But I think my sound is good here. Sound good, Kolo said. All right. So who else getting by sound? Yeah. So Patrick, the sound still low from your side?
Yes, not as not as super good as it used to be. But it's okay. I can still hear you well.
Huh. But it's very, very loud on my side when I play from my device. So let's see what Perkins will come on, and then you can lock off and come back in. Let's see what let's get Perkins on here for a second, and we'll try again. But I think the audio quality seems to be pretty good from my end here. Following from Central Morovia. Hey, Chado, if the quality of my audio, let me know. If my audio is good on your side, Milton, Shigbe. Let me tell you, Milton Shigbe. Yeah, Milton, if my sound is good, let me know. Others are following. I see almost 10 persons from my side. If the sound quality is good, please just let us know. At least from my side. My panel said my audio is not good, but when I play from my device, it's pretty loud. So please give us feedback. All right. Nothing is frustrating than to talk and you don't get no good feedback. Okay. I got it at like 100% the volume. All right. Let's see. Perkins is back. If you can settle down, let me bring in. Hey, Perkins.
Yeah.
You still having the same issue?
No. It sounds much better now. The volume is kind of up now.
Good. So, Patrick.
Carlos says.
You're on mute.
Yeah, this is much better.
You sure?
We can manage this one. We can't do anything other than this.
No, you can go and come back. Perkins' volume quality, audio quality improved when he got back. So maybe he can lock off and come back in. Let's see. Let me see what I can take Patrick so you can come back again. Guys, please give us a second here. I want to make sure the other guys, they hear me very well. All right. So, but while we are doing that, hey, Perkins, how is your end? How is North Dakota?
North Dakota today, weather is much better. For the past few days, it's been tough, and then it was one of those things where now we are in March, almost March ending, and then the weather got nice for a few days, and then you're like, okay, we are moving towards spring or so, and then you go low, you get a snowstorm again out of nowhere for another few days. It just messed up your whole move and stuff. Yeah,
all right,
but
let's try Patrick again. See, let's see what Patrick. You want to get on camera better? You're a little bit one sided. Okay. No, the other side. All right, far better.
Yes, it is super good now. I mean,
all right.
So
yeah, initially it happens sometimes. Perkins, is there a way you can like elevate your monitor a little bit? You're very low.
Up or down?
Carry one direction. Let's see. Carry the other. No.
Man.
Yeah, the other side. The other. So like going up. Maybe that your position. It's fine.
Yeah, hold on. I will fix it.
Good. All right. Let me see what I can get in backstage. So Patrick, how's Liberia, man?
Well, Liberia is tense. Liberia is tense economically, tense in terms of national security issues, tense in everything you can imagine. And so right now everybody is one way or the other. Like some Liberians are in panic, living in panic right now. Some are very worried about what appears to be an incursion or an invasion of their territory and economically, others are worried about what's being described as government's remorseless crackdown on street vendors and marketers who try to make living, demolition, leaving dozens homeless, children still caught in street selling, and crime, on the increase, and so many things, that makes the countries, just in
All right,
disarray somewhere or the other.
let's see. We want to get into it. Thank you for the little intro there. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to your prime show, Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. We come here every Thursday, beginning at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, and then 4 p.m. In Liberia. All right, so we want to say thank you again for joining us. Please make sure and share our show. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. Just hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well, so that every time we go live, you will be notified. All right. So that being said, let's get into the program here, guys. Usually we start with shout outs here. So let's get to shout out here. We got our man here, former Secretary of USAA, J. Alexander Toteh, celebrated his birthday. And so let's start with a shout out to our brother, Toteh. We want to say on behalf of the elders and the ancestors, as the spokesperson of the people of Sinoe County, I want to say happy belated happy birthday to you. We wish you many more happy returns and the best life has to offer. All right, Perkins, go ahead. Shout out to your man, Toteh.
Well, Alexander Toteh, J. Alexander Toteh. I want to say happy birthday to you, brother. You are a strong man. We wish you all the blessings. We hope that many more years to add on today. We wish that you celebrate in grand style. Happy birthday once again to you, brother.
Patrick.
Yeah, so I want to say belated happy birthday to my good friend and brother, Toteh. He has been one person in the US I rely on so much, when it comes to, community service, and engagement with the people back home. He has never missed out on a day or a time to engage with his people, provide assistance where needed. And I want to say it was an honor, turning 20+1 and celebrating the milestone. Hope to see another year to come, fruitfully, and many, many more years into your old age.
All right. So this is my cousin here. I think Perkins, you might know, he's Gaddafi. He's in Liberia. Your man Emmanuel Gbarwo, that's his a junior brother.
Yep.
So Gaddafi, I want to say happy birthday. He used to be the driver to Honorable Matthew Zarza in Liberia. The guys they were occupying our office now that Mr. Noah is occupying. But democracy. The people they speak, and then the new set of leaders they come in. And so Gaddafi, the Libyan leader, who want to say happy belated happy birthday to you. Wish you many more happy years and the best life has to offer. The guy, let expedite it so we can get to our topic. Perkins, go ahead.
Happy birthday to you, Gaddafi. The last time I saw this young man on the cam, wow, he was still maybe in your teens. And now, Here we are. He's a grown man, my man. It's good to see you again, and we want to say happy birthday to you. Bless God that you are, doing great, and we wish you many more years to come. Happy birthday.
P, shoot.
My namesake, yes. My namesake, I want to say happy birthday to you. One thing I know about bearers of the name Gaddafi are very tough people, very resilient people, very caring people, very good people. They're so oriented and entrenched in service, to the people. And I know, I mean, once it is Gaddafi, I know what it means, and I know what the name does, you know. So I pray that you get many more blessings to come and that many more years ahead, my brother. Congratulations.
All right. I mean, it's interesting. Perkins, the man said, you know, the Gaddafi people, they are tough, but Obama overthrew the lazy man. Obama got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, but it was on an individual level. Obama then and all the other American presidents could not do it, but they put a system in place long time ago, and those are the systems that they use to overthrow all these strong men. So we know that. But the Gaddafi people,
right.
yes.
Let's get this other gentleman here. He's the spokesperson. One of the spokespersons for the Sapo Campaigners is Mr. Wakoko. Mr. Wakoko also, I looked on a page. He celebrated a birthday. People were wishing him happy birthday. So I just thought, you know what, this great man who is speaking for the people who is doing the job of our lawmaker. Why not? We have to also acknowledge his birthday. Mr. Wakoko has been doing excellent, fantastic work in Liberia on behalf of our people, you know, flagging the issues that are affecting our people. And so, Mr. Wakoko, we want to say happy birthday to you. May you live long to continue your advocacy for our people. You know, hopefully the people eyes will open and know who is right for them. You know, in order to, you know, when you catapult somebody to the Capitol building, the person should be somebody who actually seeks your interests and not somebody who celebrates their birthday while you are hungry. All right. So, Perkins, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Mr. Wakoko, want to say happy birthday to you. We want you to continue on the good work for the people of Sinoe County and for the entire region. Keep your foot on the pedal. We pray and we hope that many more years will add on your birthday so that you can continue on the good work. Once again, happy birthday to you, sir.
P, the floor is yours.
Well, if I did not see the birthday of my mentor, my father, yes, my godfather, you know, my great lecturer, if I did not see it pop up on my page or on Facebook, I think I committed a virtual offense against a great man. I don't know whether I should refer to him as Moses or Joshua, or I should refer to him as Muhammad Gandhi, or Fidel Castro, or Martin Luther King, or should I say Nelson Mandela, or Patrice Lumumba, or maybe Joseph Jenkins Ramos, or Kwame Nkrumah. I don't know how, or W.B. Du Bois. I don't know which Pan-African description could best, you know, put him in the position he finds himself in today. But whatever the case, I just want to say to him, belated happy birthday to him, and I wish him all the best.
All right, P, thank you. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get into the program here. Yes, again, all of you to our viewers, welcome to the show.
But
all right,
please, man, quickly before we move on, can you please check our chat room? I just posted it up quickly before we came on. Can you please check it out quickly? There was some past that one, please.
Yeah. This one. These things were been sent to me before the show starts, you know, and that's where my frustration can come in. All right, yeah, let me put that in there real quick. Yes, and we can get a shout out to her. Let's see here. All right, guys, give us a second here. We're coming with you to start the show. Let me add another shout out to somebody quickly. All right, this one, it takes a little while. So to our followers, you know how things are on your side. Oh, you are doing well, man. Let me add a photo real quick. It will be right there on your screen. A lot of steps to go through here, but hey, coming up. All right, there you go, boom. It's in studio now. So let's do a shout out to this young lady. I know Daganti Bole. Daganti Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Declan Bullet. She also celebrated her birthday. And again, she's a daughter of Sinoe County. And we can see people celebrating their birthday. Again, when you are celebrating your birthday, don't hesitate. Shoot us the page, send me the picture in my inbox, Patrick or Perkins, and we'll do a shout out to you. Well, Declan, we want to say happy. I don't know if it's belated or it's going on right now, but I want to say happy +1. Wish you many more years. Perkins, go ahead.
Happy birthdays to you, Dagonti Bullet. She's a sister. She's a beautiful lady, as you can see. She has an impeccable character. She's a good person. I love this lady. I know her well, so I want to say a special happy birthday to you, or happy belated birthday to you, young lady. We wish you many more birthdays to come. Happy birthday once again.
Yes, the floor is yours.
Yes, and tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the D-Day. It's the big day. So tomorrow, March 20, marks the birth anniversary of Sis Dakonti Forever Young Bode. She's there in the United States, daughter of Grand County from Putu, sister of the great George Bode. You know, I want to say to you, Mama, tomorrow we are Osa. I want to say pre-happy birthday to you and wishing you many more years to come. From your team in Liberia, in the Lord Jelle, Stephen Talu, Benura Mondewu, and myself, we join to say happy pre-birthday. And from our global chairman, Mr. SK Brooks. So tomorrow we also come and join us tomorrow here at my place as we celebrate the country tomorrow.
So what kind of team members are you to her? What sort of team does she have?
Okay, so there's a team called Friends United for Humanity and Empowerment. Okay, since the country is one of the chief patrons of that team, we come together normally to empower the unprivileged or what we find challenges. I mean, she steps in along with her other team members in the US, and we back home, we facilitate the process for her. I'm in Liberia. Stephen Talu is here. Lord Jelle is here. Benura Mondewu and other people who will join us later in making this team a great one, where we find problems, we find challenges, we find students' issue, everything that concerns humanity. Where we find it, we move in and just give some helping hand. So that's the organization, Friends United for Humanity and Empowerment. So tomorrow, that team will be coming together to my house here. I mean, just to sit together and sing a few songs for Sister Conti, and then have a little get together. So that's it for tomorrow. Anybody following us now is an open invitation to you for tomorrow.
And then you would knock red cups and stuff. We don't know why in the red cup. But ladies and gentlemen, again, let's get to it. Let's get to work here. Yeah, the first topic I want to talk about here, guys. I know we'll have some big national topics, but let's first there were issues or topics, talking points on our agenda last time that we did not exhaust, and I want us to start with those talking points. And then we'll go to the next one. So let's start with first the letter from the Sapo Campaigners. All right, the Sapo Campaigners is a legitimate organization in Liberia that is advocating for the Sapo people, as they should, because if you are a group of people and you feel marginalized and oppressed and suppressed, you have to speak up for yourself. You know what I learned in public policy? If you don't speak up for yourself, your leaders will not look for stuff to speak on. So you have to speak up. You got to air your views. You have to say those things that are affecting you. And hopefully, when the leaders are scrupulous, they will intervene. All right. So the Sapo Campaigners, they have been surveying the Sapo land. All right, to see those things with which our people are grappling. All right. So the Wakoko, the Mr. Seya, the guys and their whole team in Liberia, they have been going around that which our political leaders supposed to do? Because we send this guy to the Capitol building to represent our interests, to articulate, to convey those things that are affecting us to the nation. But unfortunately, our political leaders, they're on different things. So Wakoko and his team, they went to Sinoe. So before I read the communication, let's first play these short video clips, right? They are not long. I make them shorter. They are longer, but I kind of abbreviated them so that we don't take the all day. So let's play the first video, right? Let's see the plight of our people, how they are living in Sinoe County, while our lawmaker, the man who represents the district, is bent on having party, celebrating and building houses, while the people in his district, they are literally what they call zombie. They are living dead. All right, that was zombie is. All right, so let's play the first one.
Jim, I need to start over. This is Sanquin River. The road that runs that passes along the town, Pine Town, and empties into the ocean through the river cells area. But as you can see, this water is no longer safe for domestic use. We understand there's a company around Gbarwo area in Grangida County that are mining, or that is mining. Those guys are mining there, and all the waste from the mining empties straight into the Sanquin River, making it unsafe for drinking. There is no water for anything to do. In fact, these children that are swimming in this river, I think. And what about you? Oh, to Niplu? Or on this side? So when you go over drinking water, oh, they will go on there. So when you go and get drinking water, then you gotta come from the town. You cross Sanquin. If you go to Niplu, if you get. Everyone here? Shirley. Hey, Molo, where are you here? Huh? Oh, princess. Everyone will do that. So then we see something that you don't know. A pathway. Yeah, can in here. They're by flame. This woman, Tower woman. Oh, they call right. So that you do up by 3 was so. Now you don't know. The was a near period. Okay. And then nearly this young name going out around the Yajibu, some address, some period, and some ad now. Yes, I need to live and you know when you quite our Ben Jelu boy. Okay. So well, I'm so they won't say so. Where Jawara Kid, the effect you want. Okay, so the map I depend and do what you know.
All right, guys, that's the first video. Those 2 video clips that I wanted to show to the viewers and see how our people are living in Sinoe County. This is not 1847. This is not 1970. This is not 60. This is 2026. That's how our people are living right now in Sinoe County. Now, so the communication here from the Sapo Campaigners. That read the communication from the campaigners. Okay, this is what they wrote to the boss of EPA. All right, let's see what maybe I can put it on the screen for you as well. It's a little small, but let's just put it over here. All right, a little small, but I'll read it from my end here. So it says here, Honorable Dr. Emmanuel K. Ure Gbarwo. Okay. Executive Director, Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Mama Point, Monrovia, Liberia. And the communication was dated March the 10, 2026. Okay, so relatively recent, right? So they say, dear Dr. Gbarwo, and they say reference environmental degradation. That's the reference point there. So it says here the Sapo Campaigners are an advocacy group that advocates the interests of the Sapo people, rights on behalf of the affected communities, Pine Town, Sanquin, Gbarwo, and Toteh Town, to formally draw your attention to a serious issue regarding pollution of Sanquin River and Carbadae, Sinoe County. As we also hear from this community, we have observed during our recent visit a grave issue regarding the water quality that is not only affecting the health and well-being of the residents, but also wildlife and other plant and animal species found within that ecosystem. All right. It goes on to say this pollution was first noticed in December 2025 with these specific issues observed. 1, appearance. The water within the river is muddy. 2, odor. There is a strong, unpleasant smell. 3, water use. Residents do not use the water due to health concerns. All right. It goes on to say, we believe this pollution may be originated from Gbarwo, okay, hopefully I call that word Gbarwo, okay, where seeming unregulated mining activities are carried out. Gbarwo is the first town in Grand Julius County immediately after Pine Town in Sinoe County, in part of the community. This pollution has contaminated the water, making it unsafe for recreational and domestic use, including washing, cooking, and drinking. We therefore request that the EPA, 1, conduct an urgent investigation into the source of the pollution. 2, test the water quality to ensure it meets safety standards. 3, implement corrective measures to protect the environment and hold the responsible parties accountable. We have videos available. We'll submit them upon request to validate our complaint. Thanks. If you like. So they say for the campaigners, and that was signed by Brian Wakoko. This man right here. It was signed by Brian Philip Wakoko, executive director, and then the CC couple of people, right? So the CC. Honorable Dr. Alison Noah, Representative District Number 3, Sinoe County, Liberia. Quia S. Wale, President, Sapo Development Organization, SADO. Honorable William Manning, President, United Sapo Association in Americas, USAA. Honorable Dave Kuti, President, Sapo Development Association in America, SADA. Mr. Sandy Sinen Carlo, the 3rd Chairman, Carbadae Apollo Organization, Capo, Professor Richard S. Panton, eminent Sapo citizen, and then they got Mr. Oliver Davis, President, Sapo Youth Organization, Monrovia, Liberia. All right, so this is Patrick and Perkins. I want us to react and analyze the communication. Patrick, what is your take, man? And looking at the videos, listening to the content of the letter, what do you have to say? What is your take on this? Patrick, you're on mute.
Yeah, so the situation is very appalling. I mean, it speaks volume of the inhumane condition of our people. It also speaks to the the manner and form in which their leaders, have been insensitive to their well-being. It also speaks to the failure of community leaders to protect their natural resources, or by and large, the government of Liberia, to protect citizens' right to clean and safe drinking water. Safe drinking water is a fundamental right. Access to safe drinking water is a fundamental right. In fact, it is a cardinal point, it is a cardinal pillar of the SDGs, all right, the Global Sustainable Goals. Okay, so if we are fighting to achieve, the Global Sustainable Goals, and then yet the things we are fighting to tackle are still persisting and even showing up in clear view, of this period, then of course we see a clear failure on the part of government and on the part of the representative of the people, and as well as the community itself. But here is the thing. These are some of the things that are supposed to claim the immediate and legislative attention of the representative of the area. When it comes to calling plenary's attention to issues affecting the people, their well-being, their lives, this is a point, to consider. But no, I have not seen it on the floor yet in the House of Representatives. I have not seen it yet in the Senate. I have not seen it anywhere yet. Even the EPA, in its own authority and in its own responsibility, has not even talked about it. The National Disaster Management Agency has not talked about it, because that is equivalent, that situation there is tantamount to disaster, because when the people drink unsafe water or polluted water, that leads to what? To outbreak of diarrhea or cholera. It leads to the outbreak of waterborne diseases. So it's something that matters to their lives. The Ministry of Health hasn't said anything about it. Okay? And the government has not said in its entirety anything about it. But they will not say anything because in the first place, the representative, who is the direct eye of the people, has not used his oversight to call attention, call the EPA, call the Disaster Management Agency, and call all the relevant authority why this has happened. Or in fact, the lawmaker has the oversight authority to also conduct on the spot investigation. Here plenary, okay, plenary, giving some lawmakers to go on the side there to go and look at what happened. Is there a mining company there that is polluting the water? Is there a logging company that's causing the pollution? Is there dredging going on the Sanquin River? Investigate and find out what's happening there and bring it under control. So far, so good. I mean, that's my say.
Patrick, well said. Perkins, what is your take, man?
Patrick, to be honest, Patrick said it all. The good thing is that the Sapo Campaigners organization, in connection with all the other organizations that we have, like the SADAD and the USA organization we have here in the United States, are joining hands now to create an awareness to this issue. This is very life-threatening for our people back home there. These river are where some of us that grew up down there, these are our safe drinking water. People go to the places then take water to cook and do a lot of things. So now that the people, the water close or the river close by to them, they got to dodge that river and go further down to Yimplu or some kind of Plu river just to get clean water is bad. And now this is happening in Carbadae, right? If I'm not mistaken, the government also, the last time we were on this show, we read a letter that the president sent out to the office. The office of the president sent a letter out to the office of the vice president concerning the Putu Mountain contract. So that's another thing. You know, if we have a mining company in the same region that is polluting the safe drinking water of our people, and there is no concern or awareness to this issue, but then we are now gearing to go start operation with the Putu Mountain, then it just tells us that there's going to be more other disaster in that region that will be threatening our people's lives. But again, our representatives got to step up and do or just by the people or raise these issues on the floor so that it can be attended to, or like you said and Patrick is saying, it's a dying situation, and we are also helping to create awareness to stuff like this. This is very unbelievable. You know, we hope that these what we are saying and other people have issues that other people are raising will get to the attention of the government and to the Senate or the House of Representatives, and they will step in and you know, do an investigation and make sure our people are safe in their own regions and territories. Thank you.
All right, Perkins, thank you, Patrick. Yes, it looks almost like we are beating a dead frog here, you know, but the frog is not dead. But first, let me, before I issue my opinion, I want to just specifically reflect on the videos that we I just played, right? The first thing that, I mean, our parents, they got to do better, or those that have their children over there, right? I look at young children in the water, right? In the river, basically, without adult supervision. That becomes a problem for me. You know, we have to look at, because these children are the future, even though their future is deemed right now because of leadership problem, right? But we cannot look at the children to be in the water, in the river by themselves, those young kids. You know, no adult there supervising them. Or as a matter of fact, they should not be in that dirty water. The parents should not allow the kids to get in that water that is contaminated. When you listen to the communication, they say there's a mining company somewhere, so we don't know what sort of chemical they are using that are polluting the river like that. And the parents should look at the children to get in that water to go swim. I mean, let's protect the children. I think that's the first thing I'll observe. Is dangerous to them. Yeah, it's not safe at all. Because as parents, it's our first responsibility to protect our children, our offspring. All right. Secondly, the second video, Perkins, you hit the point. I mean, I'm in my almost closer to my 50s right now, right? And the same thing we used to do in the village. We used to carry the clothes and pound it or knock it on the rock and those things, and use those wash bowls, and I mean manually. And I'm seeing people in 2026, Perkins and Patrick. I mean, I'm a little older than you guys, but I mean, you are now catching up with me. But our people are still doing the same thing. I mean, at what point do the people condition change though? At what point do the leaders say, you know what, let's do something for the people, you know? And people are in the forest. They have to go, even the water they consider to be clean water, it has those macroscopic agents in them that they don't know about. You know, you don't just consume any water because it looks, from your naked eyes, it looks good, right? It looks clean. It's not clean. You still get the germs and different things in the water there. But you know, if we have our leaders that's supposed to, at this point, build, I mean, if the Gbarwo pump, which I think pumps should be in every house now in Liberia, or pipe-borne water should be in every house in Liberia. But if you can't do that, I mean, you want to tell me Mr. Noah, as the representative, cannot advocate for money to be put in the budget for the people to get hand pumps so that they can get clean water? Mr. Noah is carrying, I mean, mineral bottle, that, as they call it back home, around so he can drink the Delaware water. I mean, but then the people that elected him, I mean, they are living like that. And it does not even capture the attention of the brother. I don't know, when he goes, various towns and villages, what does he pay attention to? To the extent that the Sapo campaigners will have to bring it to your attention. They have to CC the man, right? To know what is going on in his district, even though those guys are now working for his office. He does not have, district office or local offices in the county to know what is affecting the people. He does not. Or he just comes to Sinoe County or District Number 3 periodically. When you're having your birthday party, when you're dedicating a new house, you carry some bottle or liquor and the people drink, and that's the end of the game. I mean, Patrick, it is so frustrating to see our people living at this, and the people that elected them, they are living like they are not in the same country with those people. The guys are in a different world in Liberia, and the people are in different world. And that is so pathetic. And I don't know how in our right minds we call these people leaders. How? Why would anybody call them leaders when the people for whom they are elected or the people that elected them don't even have clean water to drink? Let's talk about something to wear. Look at the clothes the women are wearing. Look at the kids, how they're looking. So we want to say thanks to the campaigners. Again, somebody saying we're just saying it over and over, and it looks like from one ear to the other ear, it comes right back out. The Environmental Protection Agency, the pathway you rightly pointed out, I don't know whether they actually do their job or they just did in name only. I don't know. And these companies, when the lawmakers, they make these different concession deals. When the people go there, they pay them the money already. And when you find out, they pay them. So whatever the people do to the environment, they don't talk because the people have already closed their mouth. All right. They gave them money, they bribed them, they gave them the brown envelopes already. So the people can do anything to the river, whether it affects the people or not. It doesn't bother them. No, they don't care. So guys, we want to say again, thanks to the campaigners for the wonderful job you're doing. Hopefully the people, their eyes will open. They will know who is best for them. And next election, they will do the right thing for themselves. If they want the same man that there right now, that after building personal houses and celebrating his birthdays, it's up to them. They can live like that. Their children sit swimming in dirty water, and children are swimming in healthy pool. They got pool in a yard. They swim. They don't go into dirty rivers that company contaminating. No, it doesn't bother Noah. All right, so we want to say thanks to Mr. Chin for the wonderful work that you guys are doing. Mr. Wakoko, we want to also say thank you so much. You guys continue the marvelous job you are doing. Thank you so much. We are watching from afar. All right, guys, let's get to the next one here. This one also, let's stay with Sinoe County for a little bit. I think, Patrick, you're following this story, and Perkins as well. It has to do with SADA, the Sapo Development Organization, and what have you. They constructed an event hall or center in Liberia at the cost of $285,000 United States dollars. Okay, that's this year they are having a convention in Liberia. The members are now in Liberia to dedicate the new hall. Our job here, Voice of Sinoe, we are not just here to criticize and see what is wrong and not identify that which is also good or people are doing. Now, yes, so we just wanted to flag this issue that I wish Patrick and Perkins, we're going to be together instead of the campaigners writing different Sapo organizations, right? They will write one Sapo organization, and that way too we will have more resources instead of dividing ourselves, even though we are not plenty. And also, yes, they are building. I wish I could get the full picture of the building, but yes, the building they want to dedicate is a portion of the building here, the event center constructed by SADA. Okay, right here. So, Patrick, what is your take, man? Do you think another question I want to ask too as well, because I'm not seeing the full picture of the building, but there has been some elements within SADA, some members or some members that quitted. They have been criticizing whether the project actually the amount spent is I mean a tantamount to the worth of the project or what we are looking at, 285,000. Does that building worth 285,000? I mean, let's analyze it. But in the first place, what is your take about this accomplishment by SADA? You are on mute.
Well, this whole project saga, from start to end, and now, or poised for dedication. I have been somehow happy about it, but to a large extent, very sad. And yes, I'm happy that the Sapo people in America, they thought of a project or an event center, and to raise money for activities to support Sapo programs. That's a good one. As to the cost, whether it was 285,000 plus US dollars, I can say,
Yeah, Patrick, quick correction. I think a board member of the team, Mr. Evangelist James Carter, posted here. He said actually 186,000 is not 285. All right. So okay. Yeah, let's take that correction. But he said $186,000.
Okay. All right. So $186,000. So I have not gone to the project, but I will visit the place to see the place. I will know that to see the building. What kind of building is that? What is in that building? What the building contains? What about design it is? And what about layout architecturally it is?
Yeah, part of the environment is quite noisy. Yeah.
So yes, sorry. Yeah. So to construct building of that nature in Liberia at that cost is possible. It's possible. Because I think one of the things the guys in the US, some of the mistakes they're making, I mean, the standard that applies to construction or the standard that applies to the system of doing things in America, some people believe that that system or standard applies here. No, it does not. This is the country we call jungle. Jungle is a country with jungle system. You can decide what you want to do. You can decide what you want to do. You can decide what to execute. You can decide what to implement. So, for instance, the guys in the US, they drew up a beautiful plan, came up with an architectural design, and said, "This is what we want." All right, this is what we want. So, in America, if you tell somebody this is what you want, they will give it to you as you want it. They will give it to you as you want it. So the thought is America. So they said this is what we want, and then they send it down. And what America wants is not what Liberia wants. All right, what America wants is not what Liberia wants. So they sent a plan down to Liberia, and they got exactly what Liberia has. They got exactly what Liberia offers. They got exactly how the system works here. So for me, whether it is what it's supposed to have or not, I mean, that one is water on the bridge now. And, I don't want to indict anybody for any wrongdoing because I have not got any clue yet or any evidence of any wrongdoing or of any compromise, even though there's allegations of compromise or other things on a courting and everything like that. I don't want to hold up view yet until maybe there's some sort of investigation, some findings that will show that yes, a compromise was done, or maybe some undercutting, took place to reduce the quality of the project, at the same time taking it at a higher cost. But to conclude, I'm sad in a way that the Sapo people in America, God bless them, God opened doors for them, took a few of them there and say, God told them, I brought you here purposely to look back home, maybe to be a blessing to your land, to be like the Israelis. The Jews are not building any other country other than Israel. So the Sapo people should do, to take $186,000 building and put it in Mangili County. I mean, when you go to Nompo, virtually, you don't see anything, no infrastructure. You go to Johnson, you go to Vubadi, you go to Planabo, you go to Weja. I mean, you go everywhere in the Sapo Lane, you still find the 19th century infrastructure left there by Totman, and you still see them there. That's the only thing that people rely on. And you take, a project of that magnitude, and you take it to Mangili County. You are simply developing Mangili County and honor mine development in your own district or in your own county. And this is SAFA. No matter how small our population is, no matter how destitute we are, no matter how economically or challenged we are, we don't get a population, we don't get activities going on there. That should not be an excuse to deny the people some sort of openness to a civilized war, to give them what they're supposed to see in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime to see something here, this thing here, we got it. Even if it's not being useful at the time today, but tomorrow, that usefulness will come, because the place will not remain the same as long as we live. There might be a change in the future. So that's my only disappointment. And I'm very disappointed to see this in Mangili County, and not in Sinoe, and not in Johnson, not in Sanquin, not in Weja, not in Mopo, and not even in Putu.
All right, Patrick. Well said. Perkins, what's your take, man? What's your take?
First of all, I want to say congratulations to the SADA group, their leadership, and to all of their members. I want to say congratulations to them, just for the fact that they were able to allocate a resource or money somewhere, and they decided to build a event center. Regardless of where the event center is located right now, that's another discussion for another day. Now, if the event center also worth the amount that we are talking about, that also another discussion. But first and foremost, I want to say congratulations to them, the entire organization, for carrying on a successful project. That's a good thing. Now, the only thing that we don't have, and probably if that information was visible to all earlier, we would have done our homework to get the entire picture or video of the entire building in and out, right? That way, once we get the in and out and the surrounding of the building, then we can analyze whether it worth the amount or not. But from the picture that we can see, just one or two pictures straight from the front, the building looked decent. To be honest, it looked nice, and I can exactly. It looked nice. It's a beautiful building, and from just this picture, I can imagine that inside that building is huge. They probably got almost everything that is required in that building to be an event center. So I just want to say congratulations to them for working together with all their differences to even come up with a project. It is a successful project, and we hope to achieve many of these as we try to unite us as Sapo people. Now, the SADA have this project is completed now, and the USAA, the other group, and hopefully they will carry on their own project somewhere, whether in Mosorado or wherever they carry on. And now these are things that will create more challenging situation when it comes to reuniting us, because this one group got this project already established, the other group got another project established. Now, if we want to come back together or come together to reunite, how are we going to do it? Are these projects going to come on the one umbrella if we agree? And these are discussions that will happen or moving forward. But hey, Patrick, I understand the point you make. We got a big Sapo land back there, and nothing is really going on there. So projects like these should be established back home in bigger cities to kind of help our people and stuff like that. But as we can see, it was just about 2-3 weeks ago when the Burger administration ordered the I don't know, 85,000 or 135,000 yellow machines. So yes, we don't have paved roads that leads to our different counties. So it kind of constrain us when it comes to development. And so I think that's where most people can come from when they decide to carry on a project, especially a business project where they expect to invest and then generate revenue. They want it to be in a place where business can be flowing. So I mean, carrying such a project to Sinoe County or Numapu or Weja might not serve their financial interest right now. And so they decide to carry in Mosorado. But then you can tell that if Margibi, thank you. You can tell that this will not be the only project of the organization. Obviously, this is probably the first significant one, and it's successfully established. So maybe, who knows, after we get our road connectivity done and businesses are flowing in all the counties where we can do business from one county to another, more projects will start to go in our areas and to help out our people. But I want to say again, congratulations to SADA for successfully completing their event center. It looks beautiful from what I can see. Maybe on our next Thursday show, we'll get a detail in and out of that building, and then we'll critically analyze how. But the 185,000. I don't think there's a lot of money when it comes to building in Liberia. I mean, Patrick, they are in Liberia, so they know more about these things. But I mean, man, I just congratulate people for now until otherwise. If there's any other information come out and people are dissatisfied and money has been misappropriated towards that building, then we're going to deal with it. But for now, congratulations to the organization, and we hope that the other side of the Sapo people organization can look at this project and carry on something like that too as well. But then in all, we want to unite the Sapo people so that we cannot be divided. If we are united and we carry on this project, we can carry on, we can build 2 or 3 of these projects in our own county and other locations together, But overall, congratulations to Sada.
All right, thank you, Perkins. Well said. You can put yourself on mute, please. All right, so here is my take. I want to join Perkins and Patrick to say congratulations to my children. Again, I'm a spokesperson of the elders and the ancestors. And so when and also the guys, they are descendant of USA, so they are the children of United Sapo Association, right? Perkins, you are making the point that the hall, who will be for, we'll come together. The idea is it's called Sapo Event Hall. So they don't know what that USAA built. I mean, those I don't know our tribe or our tribal group, right? They don't know which group built the house. Idea is Sapo people build event center, right? So that I think that's what matters. Okay, but I'm quite proud of the guys for the job. I mean, whether it's well done is another thing, but at least I'm seeing something tangible, something concrete that we can observe, right? And that's good. So since the organization was established, this is the first time actually undertaking a project of their own. All right. So I'm very, very happy that they were able to do that. Now they just had again, they build event center, but if Perkins, he say USA should do the same thing. USA build multiple, let's say, what they call it, what the name, they get a name for it, guest houses, if you want it, they call it guest houses. So they build one somewhere in the Pine Town, one in Dwazon, and one somewhere in the Mopo or Wedge, somewhere there. So 3 buildings constructed by USAA. All right. And the good thing about USAA, those buildings are built in Sinoe County. But the unfortunate part of our brothers and sisters, they went in different parts of Liberia. Now, am I against that? It's kind of iffy for me, right? Because no matter where we build, we are building Liberia, right? We are from the same place. But I think they say charity begins at home and ends abroad, right? So at least before you build somewhere else, you have to first build your home, right? Like Patrick rightly said. You have where you come from. I mean, let the place be decent before you start to go somewhere else to build, right? But again, kudos to the guys for building the structure. I mean, the administration before Francis Clark Myers, Greenco Gidio, who was the president of USAA right now, it was on his watch that the 3 nested quarters were built, right? So we give the credit to Greenco Gidio. Where my frustration is with the Francis Myers administration. That's where my frustration is. The woman had 2 terms, okay? She had 2 terms, Perkins and Patrick. And Madam Frances Clark Myers could not fulfill one good project that we can praise her about. Madam Frances Clark Myers started a scholarship scheme. And before she left office, I brought on the same platform. I asked her, how is our scholarship? She said, to borrow Prophet Keyword, it says too late. The people are not reporting their report card, nothing, so we abandoned that. So Madam Frances Clark Myers could not even implement a scholarship scheme successfully. Successfully, she couldn't do that. And then she started a hospital project in Pelican, and it did not even get at foundation level. It didn't get off the ground. So for SADA to have done this, they get a pat on the back. Madam Frances Clark Myers failed us. She made all the big show at the convention. We build the best clinic and hospital in the single land. And only to find out it could not even get from a foundation level. Right now, as you speak, trees are growing on the foundation that Frances Clark Myers started. All right. And you know what? The project failed because when you are doing planning, it should be strategic. You look at the geography. You look at the situation, think what is going on the ground. Okay. Okay. No roads going to where you want to build a hospital or whatever clinic. Why you could not bring it somewhere that at least will be accessible? Because I was told Mark 48, I need a house, some sort of asset to roll. Why we didn't build, why Frances Clark Myers did not build the structure there? And she carried way somewhere that has no road whatsoever. No way they transport cement bed on a motorbike. I mean, there are a lot of things that are wrong with the contract. They hire a company that does not have a vehicle. Imagine that. I don't know how Madam Frances Clark Myers was doing that. All right. So this is a blight on her legacy. For they could to have successfully implemented a project, even though that's somewhere else. It's not in Sinoe County. It's in Margibi County. But at least they could got something to his record. But what can we point at? Frances Clark Myers, what can you highlight? Okay, she raised some money. But raising money without showing something for it. I mean, what good is that money? If you raise money and you can't show something and you started a foundation, you can't even complete a foundation. I mean, why are we pressing you? All right. So I want to say congratulations to SADA. Like Perkins said, I'm coming to you, Perkins. Like Perkins said, St. Patrick is on the ground. Patrick, please, if you want us, we can facilitate your trip there. Yeah. So that you can give her a better picture of the building, both in and out, like Perkins pointed out. So we can get a better picture of the building. Get the bathroom, get, I mean, what's the capacity of the building? Let's get what are the amenities in the building? Is just a hall they build and people just sit down? Do they have, because when you say a hall, it should have a lot of things. At least, do they have computer area where our children will go there and learn something about computer? I mean, like something. It shouldn't just be where people get gathered and sit down and sing, hey, and then they go home. All right. So let's see what the building offers our people. All right. And I think Perkins, when we you see, Patrick say, there are different standards for America and there are different standards for Liberia. I don't know why it should be. I mean, if a building is a building, whether it's in Liberia or it's in America, when you want to do it to the best of your ability, no matter where you find yourself. And that's the problem we have. We have the mindset of Perkins, when it is in Liberia, we do substandard thing. Oh, this is Liberia, When it's somewhere else, we put all our best into it. Why we treat our country like that? You see, when you build the best structure, the best event hall that is beautiful, that is up to standard, what are you building in the hole? Guess what? People will go there, But when you just do, I mean, to use a Liberian language, nyama work, I mean, people sooner rather than later, that thing will just get rotten over there and nobody will go there. So when we're doing it, let's do it to the best of our ability. You see the young boy, let you call Leo Johnson. The guy took several years, but he built state-of-the-art library in Liberia, or if you like, learning center. So right now, if you go to Liberia, Perkins, if you want to have a conference, and the guy had a conference place over there. They had a big hall. I mean, like different things. When you want to get a private room for your research and you don't want to be disturbed, they got stuff like that. The building was intentionally planned, But the idea of just putting black somewhere and just put zinc over it, and you say, oh, that building, we have to change that methodology. But long story short, good job, Tosada. And the lady will call Iron Lady Frances Campaigners, who's supporting your brother, who were indicted by LACC. She's not doing you well. No, that is not justice to us. You can't show one project after 2 years in office. That's crazy. All right, man. Perkins, you wanted to say something? Let's go to the next thing.
Yes, and just to emphasize or add on to what you were saying, that's what I was saying earlier. Now, from what you said about Frances Campaigners, I don't know if it was a hospital or one of the townhouses she built all the way beyond.
It didn't get off the ground. The 13-room clinic they were building in Single.
Thank you. The 13-room clinic in Single, all the way in Single, where no rules are leading there. They got to put cement back on a bicycle or wheelbarrow to carry it there. So these are some of the things that the SADA group took into consideration and said, listen, instead of carrying something far away in one of our areas where we cannot carry resources, if this is going to be our first project, let's build it somewhere and make sure it's completed. Let us be able to see it. Let us be able to actually go inside and do activities in there, and then the next project can actually be extended on that side when the roads are connected. So that's why I'm giving that credit, that they are not abandoning the Sapo land, but they want to, first of all, start doing something somewhere where the resources are there and they can do it quick up and it can be known to everybody and seen by everybody. And then before they can extend their hand to Sapo land, it doesn't mean they are.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, if you establish an organization and you say for certain you, as a matter of you say Sapo Development Organization, right? If for the Sapo People Development, you go develop Margibi County, and that is your first project, that's a problem.
If that project, I come in Patrick, if that project was built to generate resources, now those resources that will be generated can extend or fund a major project in Sinoe County. So first of all, that project is not for somebody to go live inside and no resources being generated. So the money that will be generated from that event center can be used for a bigger project in Sinoe County, because it's a business idea and that's where we're coming from. So they did that in Margibi, but at the same time, the money they will raise from there and the money they will raise from the U.S. SADA in the United States can put together to extend a bigger project in Sinoe County. Yes, Frances Clark Meyer today, we can point to one thing that she's doing administration accomplished because
she get website, she built website.
You see, website nobody why yeah. So but she went to Sanquin, she went to the place because we say, oh, she's from Liberia, so then she developed the places then. So she carried project in there. At the end of the day, we can see no fruition of this project.
Let bring Patrick in. Let bring Patrick in. But yeah, Patrick, before you come on, right? I will insist that if I say I established your organization for my people, I will not carry in my Gibi County where, I mean, when even the car when it get in there, the tire will bust multiple times before they even get there. All right, it's not like it's not closer to central or it's not in Matorado County where you have, I mean, bigger population or a lot of events going on there. I mean, you're gonna leave all the hall there in Matorado County or in Monrovia and go where my Gibi County to go have party there in the Sapo Hall. I would imagine people want to do that if it is the best hall in the Republic of Liberia that the guys built, right? The people, but you will not leave the good horse in the capital city and go Gibi County. And lastly, Patrick, before you come in, again, the horse, the 3 buildings that the Sapo people on the USA built in Sinoe County, they completed it. It's not, I mean, again, we have to choose locations right now that will be accessible to erection of structure, right? So I wouldn't have problem if the guy built, no one is Drawson, everything is Drawson, but it's a Sapo land. So if you build it in Drawson, I wouldn't have problem with it. If you build it in Pine Town, which is on the road, as accessible to road as well, I wouldn't have problem. All those Sapo towns along the road, right? Because when we want to go beyond, way in the forest, we'll have a problem. It will be waste of resources and I will not complete it, right? But to take it and carry it to my Gibi County, that's what my problem is. But do they get credit from me? Yes, they do. And Frances Clark Myers does not have, even though I work with her, but okay. No credit for Perkins, go ahead.
No, that Patrick.
Patrick, go ahead.
Okay. All right, So to disagree with Perkins, Perkins' assertion, that they look at location and all of that. Let me tell you something. Ella Color on the west watching us right now is doing a construction in Pine Town. I think if his project has failed, it hasn't failed. It's ongoing. In fact, I know by now it should be near completion. He's doing the construction there. A lot of people are doing construction back home. Carl Sheba did a beautiful house right there in Gbarwo Creek. She in the US. Okay. The point here is our people are so entrenched in Matorado County to the extent they don't even think of home. And that's why I love the resilience and patriotism of the campaigners who normally go back home to hold their activities, to carry on their engagements back home there. But to some vast majority of Sapo people, they see no other home except Matorado. They see no other home except Monrovia. They see no other home except where they live currently. With all their education, with all their success, with everything they got, they see no other home except Matorado here. But what an event center could do, it will force our people to go back. You think the Sapo people who came down from America now stopping in Monrovia, you know how much money? You know how much money they are living in the economy of Matorado? You know how much money? What if they are going to Pine Town? What if they are converged in Pine Town or Gbarwo Creek or Penable or the Kiddo City or maybe Vubadi or maybe in SRC or Boytown? What if they are converged? What if they are converged there?
Patrick,
they could. Yeah, come in. Let me continue.
Yeah, while you're in speech, let invite the lioness of Voice of Sinoe. Shirley Snare is backstage. Let's bring her, ladies and gentlemen, the co-host of Voice of Sinoe. Hey Shirley, let's try your audio.
Yeah, is it working?
Yeah, you're good. All right, Patrick, go ahead.
Welcome, General. So,
thank you.
That center, it takes a Sapo nothing to come from America and ride in the mud, and ride in the mud to go and see their people back home. I mean, it's a return. It's a homecoming. Some people homecoming and stop in Monterey County. I mean, is that homecoming? No. But if people come home, or people are coming home, or the people will be rejoicing. They will come from all the other districts and converge in one area. Family for the first time. Family for the first time will see their sons, they will see their daughters, we see relatives they are not seeing for many years. Because there is something to take them home. And what is that? An event center. So every year, annually, all Sapo events, maybe like dialogue, every year now it will go home. And when you go home, it will not be hosted. It will not be hosted in government building again. It will have a first venue now. It will have a first venue, and the dialogue will raise its own money, and the people will put money in their coffers. So I think so. That's a point there. The last point I want to make to leave here now is, or to leave this topic is, why Sarah takes credit for what it has done in Mangibi County, but also condemned for developing Mangibi instead of Sapo land. I think Madam Frances Campaigners should be applauded for her distinct leadership. Look, what we glorified yesterday, we can condemn today because of challenges. Look, the thoughts she had about the Sanquin people, the largest contributor to the sustainability of the USAA or any other Sapo organization, the largest membership group you can count in any Sapo organization, the largest, contributor economically to the Sapo's people well-being, and to the organization, to have that thought to say, these people with all they are doing, with all they have contributed to the USAA, in fact, their loyalty, when all the other stations even chose to break off from the USAA to join SADA, the Sanquin in their majority remain. They stay. And so think of them positively to say, but how can we reward these people? What can we give them? And for the Sanquin people themselves to come up to this with a suggestion to say, well, we think in our area, we think we deserve a hospital in our area. And for the administration to say, yes, this is commendable and we can try to do it. And yet the team on the ground did not really work towards that achievement, and time flew and ran out of the whole system. And we come here to say, Madam Clark did not do anything. No, I think this has been unfair to her. This has been unfair to the land. To her legacy, and we will give her the credit and flowers for even thinking positive of the people in Sanquin.
All right, that thinking will bar. Okay, you think good. All right, so Shirley, welcome to the show. Before you come on, Patrick, guess what? Madam Frances Campaigners spent $28,000 United States dollars, and she could not even finish a foundation, and that is something that we say we should celebrate. This is not good intention here. It's a good intention is what takes you to heaven, right? It's intention. But we want to see
which
the
part
result
of the Bible
of that
that says
intention.
that?
I'm sorry?
Which part of the Bible that says that?
No, I didn't quote Bible.
Okay.
I didn't quote Bible. I said there is a saying. Yeah, I didn't say a Bible. So it's the good intention. Putting like brother say the good intention we eat. We're not eating good intention here. Otavin Sampson and Dave Cooley, they are building tangible structure in Mangibi County. And Madam Frances Campaigners spent $28 whopping United States dollars. And right now, there are trees in the foundation.
Esoteric.
Let's bring Shirley.
Before Shirley come in quickly. Esoteric, that's what Patrick is saying. When did you realize all of that about the administration that you are working with? When did you realize that administration did not do anything? Because at the last time we remember, you was on the forefront with the administration that they were the best administration for the Sapo people. So when did you realize that the administration actually failed the Sapo people?
Fair question. I am realizing Now
Thank
for
you,
the fact
Jenkins.
that
Thank you, Jenkins. Thank you for that question, Jenkins.
let me answer the question now. I like the question. Thank you. I mean, and that's why I want also hold each other account. Let hold each other feet to the fire, right? We shouldn't make it easy for each other. You know how I realize that? You see, when you start something, when you starting with Perkins, you get my support. But if you do not finish it, I should still praise you. She was starting it, yes, you got my support. I will praise her for starting the project. But if the project fails, do you still want me to support, to come here and adulate and praise you? No, you failed. So initially supporting the person to start the project and not finish it are two different things. So I'm criticizing on failure not to complete the project. Or not
to you guys.
That's what my criticism is.
Yes.
Let me
Shirley,
no,
Shirley, 1 minute. 1 second, Shirley.
You are done. No, 1 minute.
No, Shirley, 1 second. I beg you. I beg you, 1 second.
I'll put you on mute. No, I'll put you on mute. Let's bring Shirley. Shirley, go ahead. Shirley, you get the flow.
Anyway, Perkins, you put him on mute, right? He's trying to talk. He can't talk. But first of all, I want to correct you, CEO. If you use the statement or the phrase that she failed, then that is not correct, because you are part of that administration. You are part of it. You then need to take full responsibility and say, we failed the Sapo people. If you want to go that route now, so you can say we failed the Sapo people. You shouldn't put blame on her. It's not only one person that made an administration. Yes, she was the president. So all of you failed the Sapo people, or all of us, if you want to say that. But I was watching backstage and I had the opportunity to listen to you, and now you praising what they call him, Sata. So how they call him?
Sata, yeah, Sata.
Yeah, Sata. So you praising them, but they were the same people that you used to criticize here on this show with so much passion, criticizing them. But now you praising. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because they are doing a good job. That's fine. But for you to say, oh, she took the project and carried over to the village where there is no road, no this, we know how people will get into that, then you have not been fair. Because before the president came up with that idea, yes, she had an idea of building a clinic. That was her platform she ran on. She was up for healthcare, education. So you were part of that administration. She was a leader who has given all of you the opportunity to have her input on what to do in Sinoe County. And I'm sure that all of you decided, yeah, let's take the project to this place. And again, you stated earlier that you were excited for the project, so then you have the time to praise her. The fact that it did not materialize doesn't mean that she failed. It means all of us failed because we were part of the administration. So I think, and I agree with Patrick, that she was a great leader. She was a leader who was for the people. And it was so visible how she cared so much about the people and the well-being of the people. So I think going into the village and like, you know what, there is no clinic here. Our people need good health care. There was great intention. Does she have control over the people that they send the money to that misuse the money? I don't think so. Because you can have your own children in a house. You don't have control over the way they think and the way they do stuff. You can train them whatever way you want to. If they want to mess up, they will. And so I will say that is not a fair statement, and that's not a great way to come and describe the former president yet. She did an amazing job, and she needs to be given her flower. And I don't know why this other Perkins one just putting your hand up. Like, go ahead then, Perkins.
Person, go ahead. You on mute. I put you on mute, so unmute yourself.
Yeah, when it comes to Shirley, you put me on mute, over mute, on top of mute, you do anything. But Shirley is right, you know. Dak, when it comes to Francis Clark Meyer administration, you was fully a part of the administration, so you should claim some sort of responsibility and tell the Sapo people certain projects that we carry on did not materialize, so we take blame, not just, even though she's the head, she's the arrowhead, she's the leader, but you also are a leader in your own way. So take that responsibility. Now, another thing is, when was you going to bring this to the attention of the Sapo people that Francis Clark Meyer administration feel in certain area? When was you going to bring this to the attention of Sapo people, to the Sapo people attention? You were waiting for SADA to complete a project first before you acknowledge that, oh yes, SADA project is good, but then Francis Clark Meyer did not do a good job. Why is that conflicting? If you immediately, Francis Clark Meyer been out of office for how many years now? 2 years now?
Less than a year.
Okay, less than a year. But you are not just getting to know that her administration did not accomplish certain things. You knew that already, all along. But you refuse to mention those things or talk on them until the SADA accomplish a building or an event center before you bringing this to the people's attention. That is kind of hypocritical, don't you think?
All right, thank you, Shirley and Patrick, for.
Well, I have, but just so move on from here also, and I'm I've already given my reason of coming late, but I want to say though, yes, they have a hall, and somebody mentioned, yeah, so people can go over to the hall and all of that. In that same group though, there are a lot of people that are criticizing that project, that's saying that the money that was spent on that project is not showing on what they have on ground as a whole. It's not more than last. That's the word the person used. And there's somebody who has a really key position within that organization. So let's talk so, right? You need to see the whole. You need to see if it's something that's going to attract people where they can even make money out of it in the first place. So, okay, so that's the picture of the hall. Okay, let's see inside.
No, that's the only picture. These are the only two pictures we got right now.
Oh yeah, so I actually personally saw the inside of the hall, and if I have to go to Liberia to go and do my wedding, to have my like we English, but I don't think I will rent that, and that's me personally, because when you are doing something, you need to go for excellence. So I don't see that. And even with the picture you just showed, the two of them, I don't even see that like, okay, it's going to grab my attention for me to go and have an event in there. And there were a lot of money spent, just so you know.
186,000.
So that's a lot of money. You need to have a more than large hall where it can attract people, for people to go there and have their wedding, their program in there. But look, I had the opportunity again to look in the hall. No.
So at the time you look at it, was it at the finish stage?
Yes, recently.
Okay.
Actually,
all right. So you guys, you did a wonderful job of holding my feet to the fire. So let me make something clear, right? Shirley, you want to put yourself on mute, and Perkins too as well. All right. Thank you. So let me make something clear. Even though this is not military, right? But it's still the same structure. So in military, it said whatever the unit does, the commander takes the responsibility. And then when the commander takes the responsibility, the commander now can come to his or her subordinates, and say, you know what, why you didn't help me to do the all, you can hold those people accountable. Madam Frances Clark Myers, like Perkins said, she was the arrowhead for the USAA. She ran on the agenda of building 13-bedroom clinic for the people in Sinoe County, specifically the Sanquin land. Because Patrick just indicated that the Sanquin people are in the majority. When it comes to the membership of the USA, they are in the majority. But every time the people are undertaking project, the Sanquin people will be at the back burner. All right. So Frances Clark Myers vouched. She said, of all the things going after Green Code Video and taking the men to court and all that, before I leave office, that was a pledge to the people. Before I leave office, I will make sure and complete the 13-room clinic in Perkins First, she started with the scholarship. She said, you know what? We will give 12 students scholarship. And Shirley and Patrick and Shirley and Perkins are holding my feet to the fire right now, which again I like. But when you give 12 students scholarship and one person did not even pass one semester, and the whole money go in Ziale Tule, and you say, you know what, because that's how you put the esoteric, because you were part of that administration before, so why are you criticizing Francis Myers? Why are you doing it now and not then? Well, everything has time. That what Shirley Bible say. Ecclesiastes, in the book of Ecclesiastes, I don't know exactly which chapter it says, but it says there is time for everything. There is time to celebrate, there is time to cry, and there is time to dance.
But you
Now
don't believe
it's
in Shirley
time
Bible?
to dance. Get Perkins, put yourself on mute. I will not tolerate that. This is the time, because you have to understand, Madam Frances Clark Myers, she was saying that the Sarah people, they will not last long. They will not do anything. All that thing they're doing, they just flow show. And so that's why I said, okay, let me wait and see what Madam Frances Clark Myers' prediction will come to fruition. But unfortunately, the team that says she says that it's going to pass away, it's not going to last long. This team has built a hall. They completed it, even though in a strange land, all right, somewhere else. It's not in Sinoe County, right? Okay, so this is my point. My point is the fact that I criticized, and Shirley also said I criticized the Sarah medal before. Yes, I did. When it is wrong, I must criticize it. Just the same way when I'm doing it wrong, you guys can hold my feet to the fire. I think that's how we build a good society. We should be able to hold each other accountable. Sarah was going, they did the wrong thing. And I justly criticize them on that. That does not mean when they get it right, I should not give them the kudos. That would not be fair as a spokesperson of the elders and the ancestors. Because the elders and the ancestors, they taught me and said, Dr. Ayopode, go and do justice. So doing justice means when it is right, you give the person the laudation. When it is wrong, you criticize the person justly. I praised Francis Clark Myers yesterday. Yes, that's true. For going after Green Court Geo for taking $90,000 from our account. And she pursued it, man, to the court of law. That was the right thing to do. But when she failed, her foundation, now monkeys are dancing in the foundation. When all the wild animals now, they are living in the foundation. And you say, you know what? Shirley will say, oh, I can't say she failed. She failed massively. She failed the people. 2 good projects that she could not fulfill. Scholarship. One of our children even get one degree. One person. 12 students, one person did not get a degree. And the foundation, $28,000 United States dollars. You put it in, say, right now, monkey then living in the foundation right now. And somebody say, oh, that's you're with Francis before. And Francis, no, France, I'm not responsible. That Francis the president. Shirley will not put the blame on me. If I'm the president, Shirley can hold me fully accountable. I would take it. We were taking instruction from Francis Clark Myers. When I was telling her, I said, Francis, you know, that place is in the jungle. Let's bring her to Mouth for the 8 junction. She listened to me? No, she did not. Because she was a dictator. She was a despot. Whatever Francis Clark Myers said, it must go. As a matter of fact, that was the problem she had with some of the members on the team, that the Milton shipwreck. Because Milton does not take mess. Okay? When they gave her alternative idea, Francis would say she will remain adamant. This is what I want, and if you don't get the way I want it, nothing will be done. All right? And that was the problem. That was the problem she had. Because I was talking about, let them not just do geographical decoration. Because they were just she wanted to embellish the land. They want to take project that would be meaningful. Our children, let's look at this. Let me put the picture up for you. Let me put the picture up, right? I said, let me put ourselves in the corner. Okay, that picture was posted by Evangelist James Carlo, the man that probably said he want to teach a major project right now. This is a school in Sinoe County, in Dawson District, in Sonnyboy North District, where Francis Clark Myers is from. This is a school, and this is Noah House. Which one is better? I am saying, let's make those school buildings where our children sit down, let's make it normal, let's make it decent, let's put quality in them. Those are the things, but they were talking about building nurses' quarters. So those are some of the things they don't listen to people like us that listen, that the elders talk to directly.
All right. So this is a school in Dwason district. In district number 3, 20 boy Noah House is better than our children's school. All right. These are the things I was speaking for. But now I'm criticizing Francis Carbadae for failure. Failure. And you guys are saying, oh, that's I ever that you will take the blame. No, I'll take it Francis Carbadae blame. Francis will carry her own kinja. She will carry her own load. That will kinja. And when I'm the president, you'll hold me accountable. All right. Shirley, you will hold me accountable when I become the president of USAA. I will take it. But you can't take Francis low and give it to me. No, I'm not low. That Francis low. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for holding me to the fire. But that's the right thing to do. I appreciate all of you. All right. So let's go to the next topic here.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So the next thing I want us to talk about is the major trending point issue about this. The Samuel Jackson wife death. You know, it's one of the big topics that is trending right now. All right. So I want us to go into it, get each of you perspective. I got my view on it as well. So Patrick, this is a big topic. Suspicious death. The death of Toni Jackson raises red flag. Was there a foul play or not? What is the enigma beyond this whole death of what do you sense based on what you have followed so far? Let's bring Patrick on.
Yes, Sam Jackson's situation is very concerning. The death of his wife is something that appears very suspicious and is being investigated, you know, by both, you know, forensic and pathological, you know, experts. But what is concerning also on the other hand is his handling of the situation makes it more suspicious and even incriminating. So for instance, your wife, I mean the person that lives with you or the lady that lived with him before her death got sick, or maybe she fell off, or whatever the situation was. One, he left the situation as it was and went to a talk show on OKFM. Okay. Came from the talk show on OKFM, noticed the situation, yet got 6 cars in a year park, but could not make the first attempt, you know, to use one of his private cars to get the lady to the hospital, but rather decided to call for ambulance services at 2 different facilities according to himself, and yet those 2 facilities were down. That's one point. Then after that, he posted, my wife just fell off and semi-unconscious. Only God can do it now. So if somebody fell off semi-unconscious and only God can do it, and you know, is that why you delay? So he said only God could do it. So maybe he delayed so that it can be only God that could do it for him, and yet God did not do it for him. But that wasn't the issue, in fact. After the went past, unfortunately, very sadly, he posted. He said, I only say my father goodbye. When do people say father goodbye to the death of, to loved ones, family and relatives that died? When do people say father goodbye? Is it at the point they gave all the girls that they say goodbye, or is it at interment? All right, is it at interment? So he said, I only say my father goodbye. And in less than 1 hour of that post that he said father goodbye, he came on Facebook with a heavily loaded fufu bowl with dudu over it. with particles over it, teasing people, teasing hungry people with that heavy level of fufu bowl and a basa dumbo. Then we ask the question again. Is he a traditionalist, a real basa man? Is he of the quiet speaking people? Because even in our quiet tradition, we say men don't cry normally, men don't grieve that much. But even when men don't grieve that much in a Sapo tradition or culture, they don't smile as well. They don't put on laughter. They don't eat openly or voraciously. They don't do that. I mean, there is always an expression of sadness, even though they are not weeping as the women are doing. That is the culture. And the Basa bin of the quiet speaking people also hold that culture. So then, while your wife died in 1 hour and you put a big bowl of fufu on Facebook, okay, let's say maybe he was hungry, actually he wasn't eating at all. But could he just eat his little fufu off Facebook? Was he obliged to have come on Facebook? So then that raised additional suspicion. Then to make matter worse, there is something in journalism called left-leaning, posture or intrusion. Intrusive behavior in journalism is where somebody's house burned. Somebody's house burned. They lost everything in the house. Then a journalist goes to the person and asks, how do you feel? In journalism, it is called intrusive interview, intrusive behavior. You ask the person, somebody's house burned, or everything lost inside, then you ask them, your house burned, how do you feel? So the press went to Samuel Jackson just 1 hour again after his wife's death to hold an interview with him. A perfect opportunity to tell the press, well, come back at a later time. For now, I'm grieving. Or in fact, no answer or no interview, no response. Tell me, take easy. I'm grieving. But he went ahead to answer questions, make statements that were even more incriminating. And then blasting the police, insulting the police. So it also raised another set of suspicion. Then finally came to his open confession, self-indicting confession. Even though from research I have done on him, the killing of A.V. Salif, that he referred to, were referring to the late man's son as "we kill your father." That why we kill your father. That was traumatic. That was a traumatic expression. He was not supposed to say it, but because he was traumatized, he was also to be talking to the press. He was also to be on Facebook, but because he was on Facebook, so traumatically, he was just saying things. How we kill? You see other men there. How we just kill? How we kill? But from research, he was out of the country when the man's father got killed or taken out of home. He wasn't the one who did it actually, or he wasn't part of the group that did it, because don't fire him before that thing happened. But because again he was traumatized, he could silly, and so then it increased the suspicion, incrimination, on his wife's death. And now the police came in, invited him. First, he resisted. If there was no foul play, if the bruises discovered on his wife's corpse, or if the act of alleged domestic violence carried out was something that he didn't do, after the police called for an investigation or called for him to open up for investigation, he could have simply opened arms to them or unveil himself to the police investigation, and then, of course, he could have answered to a few questions that the police needed to clarify. But everything was resisted, and later he started to cooperate. So, for me personally, I don't think Samuel Jackson killed his wife, but his actions spoke louder than words that it's possible he was involved into acts of domestic violence, because his own physical action on Facebook, his own physical action even on the radio and talk shows, even proved that he is a man, highly educated, but very entrenched in arrogance and aberration. And I think he's a rude man. So because of his rudeness, or maybe because of, his bigotry, I think that's why he's being led to the, is being accused of being, the person he is now. But personally, I don't think he killed his wife. And the police investigation is trying to even acquit him or reduce the suspicion, because the last time we hear he was in police custody, and the following day the police released him to his lawyer. So what happened at that, listening to a lawyer means that the allegate or the evidence before the police, or the allegations, perhaps the weight of the allegations are reducing. The weights are reducing on him. That's why they released him to his lawyer. So that's my take so far.
Perkins, look at your take. Do you think there was a foul play when it comes to Sam Jackson's wife?
Well, Sam Jackson, from the moment that he announced his wife's death, everything else that he did and said at that moment, moving forward from that moment, shows that there was a foul play. Everything else that he said and did shows that there was a foul play. Sam Jackson, Liberia is this country where impunity will always prevail. For a man to notify authority that my wife is dead, I met my wife dead after I got home, that means that particular home is a homicide scene. Because you're not telling the authority that, oh, I shoot my wife, somebody shoot my wife, it's armed robbery, blah, blah, blah. He said, I just met my wife, she was in a pot of blood. That whole scene should be homicide. So for the police to take their time and come to that home after many hours have passed, and then you reject that the police should not investigate you, or should not ask you questions, or should not even be in your home. And then the police got to leave you in your home and pull police guys around your compound because they say you are a flight risk. You leave your home, come outside to the police officers and they were outside, start to insult them and say, you call them Gestapos and all kind of posts. Then the police got to go, come back, take you into their custody, and then send forensic team to your home a day later or 2 days later. What evidence are they trying to recover after the murder? 2 days later after the murder, when you stay in that home, when you who reported your wife's death stay in that home, a day later or 2 days later, you still in that home, and then 2 days later, police send forensic team to come recover what? That country is a joke. The biggest joke I've ever seen is that country. First of all, the authority will come to that home and evacuate you. If they start to ask you questions and you start to resist, they're not arguing with you. They will put you in handcuffs and they will escort you to the police department or whatever. If you want to resist now, but regardless, if you will cooperate with the police, they will take you outside of the home. They will tell you this is a crime scene. You are not allowed to be in here. You can't take 1 cent from here. You can't take 1 trouser. You can't take 1 penny. You can't take 0 from in that home or from in on that spot until the forensic team come here and do a thorough forensic establishment. But no, Samuel Jackson, can you imagine the police people went there? They said, Samuel Jackson said, these are my 2 domestic workers. The police people took the 2 domestic workers in police custody to ask them questions, to interrogate them. But then they left Samuel Jackson, whose wife is dead, who reported his wife dead. They left him in the home, but then they took the 2 domestic workers to the police station. Who does that? So Samuel Jackson had all right to insult the police, to insult the system, to disrespect everybody in that country. Now, Samuel Jackson, from what we are learning, his woman or his wife had a seizure. She was a seizure patient. So he reported that she has seizure. All right, the forensic team and the pathology team will go through all of that and they would establish the cause of death. But until then, Samuel Jackson was in police custody. Now, the reason why they released Samuel Jackson out of police custody, according to now, their so-called a police system or record, they will hold a person of interest or a suspect for 48 days. If they cannot find you, or they cannot charge you, or officially cannot charge you with any crime, then they will release you. So after the 48 days period, that is why they release Samuel Jackson. But these people are joke. Even when Samuel Jackson, it is evidence that Samuel Jackson killed that lady, Samuel Jackson will walk free. That is Liberia. Samuel Jackson will walk free. Because can you imagine? Samuel Jackson's wife is dead with no cause of death. The police came in Samuel Jackson's home. And then Samuel Jackson is staying in her home, causing the police refusing to be interrogated. Then the police left. And then a day later, the same forensic team. Can you imagine what kind of system? I don't get it. But from inside information that we are getting, the forensic information is out. Samuel Jackson's wife, these are not yet reliable information. Maybe we should wait when we go in the speculation rooms and bring that up. But the information is out that she suffered from internal bleeding.
We are in the speculation room right now.
Thank you. That the wife suffered from internal bleeding. It has, or death has nothing to do with seizure or seizure attempt or seizure, whatever. But the wounds from her head and her body make her to bleed internally, and that's how she died. Now, so more investigation will come up on that. But Samuel Jackson is not just a rude, arrogant, ignorant, and educated fool. He is one of the sorry for my language, but the stupidest old man I ever seen in my entire life. That particular man is guilty by a lot of things. And Patrick, you said, oh, you did research, and Samuel Jackson, the confession he made, and he said that what would kill your father for, you were agitated, and that's why he made that confession. What research did you make that told you that Samuel Jackson was not part of any crime that was going on in that country? Do not fool the Liberian people, brother. Samuel Jackson himself. Do you know what can happen when a man is guilty and you start talking too much? The truth come out of you unexpectedly. And that's exactly what happened to the man. That's what happened to the man. So do not put your head on the chopping board or your neck on the chopping board for a man like Samuel Jackson because you did some kind of so-called research that don't lead to nothing. Samuel Jackson confessed on Facebook on a video that's why we kill. You see that other Shirley man? That's why we kill his power for doing the war. He said it. Nobody forced him. So your research should lead you different place instead of defending this guy. Now, when it comes to a wife death, we don't know yet until the result of the forensic or the team come out. But Samuel Jackson's confession was clear, was plain. Do not defend that. No research will tell you otherwise. And that's what I got to say about that.
All right, thank you, buddy. Put yourself on mute. Yaris Matik, Shirley is not active yet, so we're gonna go ahead. When she comes back, hopefully, we'll ask her for a tick. But yeah, I think I want to say thanks for your opinion. And what I want to say as a preamble, if the issue goes to court, and that's the thing about the legal system. When something goes to court, they will ask you for evidence, and after all the evidence is given, then the court will issue an opinion. Okay? So, while we are waiting for the court's opinion, I must also give my opinion. Because everybody give you opinion now. If you go to court, our opinion. So then why now we give our opinion as well? So, they will call the court's opinion, the judicial opinion, and they got the opinion of the public opinion, right? So we are in the court of public opinion right now. We are not in the judicial aspect of I mean, it's not a law right now. It's public opinion while we are waiting for the case to go to court. All right. Like Patrick and Perkins, you rightly pointed out, Mr. Johnson is giving every sign, every signal that he has something to do with his wife's death. He's giving every signal. His attitude does not show of a man who is bereaved. If you say somebody's daughter is with you for 7 months or 7 years, all right, for 7 years, and the person is dead, and all you are doing is blogging on Facebook 24/7, you claim to have driven the woman to the hospital, and then, I mean, you are on, television or radio talk shows, and still doing your political. I mean, what does that make you to be? All right. So now, you guys are saying a lot of things, and I don't want to repeat the same thing that you're saying with respect to Mr. Jackson's, attitude on Facebook, right? But what I would say for sure is, from a little reading of what we call in criminology, crime concealment, right? Crime concealment. When you study the theory of crime concealment, what criminals do to conceal crimes, right? When they commit a crime, what they do, all right? So let look, that's the angle I want to do, because from what I'm looking, Mr. Jackson is trying to conceal something, all right? And Perkins made a key point when he said that, and the police dispatched a team to Mr. Jackson's house after the man reported that his wife is dead, you know. I mean, he didn't say, oh, for medical reason or da. He just said my wife is dead or stuff like that, right? And the security just went and barricaded the man's house. I mean, the time they were sitting out or standing around, what was going on in the house was that the man was destroying every evidence, right? That will link him to the crime, right? So because when you go to court right now, you have to, there's something they call the chain of evidence, right? Because when it's a break in the chain of evidence, it's hard for you to win that case. So the police, the Perkins rightly pointed out, they stood by for several hours, if not days, for Mr. Jackson to destroy evidence in the house where the incident occurred. So now day or two later, they are going there to say, you know what, we're going to reconstruct the crime scene. Okay. Well, is there a possibility that they will find something? Probably. But then would that evidence stand in the court of law after the man has tempered or multiple people are gone over there, the house servants or whatever they call them, they have messed with the scene, their fingerprints are all over the place? How do you decipher what is what or which is which? All right. So let me go into some of the things that when it comes to crime concealment, what criminals do. All right. So first of all, what is crime concealment? Well, crime concealment is basically the hiding, the deliberate hiding of or disguising criminal activity to avoid detection or legal consequences, right? That what criminal, they hide information. They try to deliberately disguise what they do. They conceal, they hide what to do. They don't want the security to get evidence, right? So what is the purpose of concealment? All right, what is the purpose? Right, again, is to avoid legal punishment, which is jail sentence, fine, or criminal record, stuff of that nature. They try to avoid that. That's the purpose of concealment, to protect personal or professional reputation. You know, Samuel Jackson has been in the public eye for a long time. He wants to protect his reputation. So these economies and the people celebrating him, anything that links him to a crime, it would destroy his image, right? So he tried to protect that image, all right, his reputation. And it also, the purpose is to preserve ongoing criminal enterprises or illicit outcome or income, all right? Because criminals do certain things to get income, all right? They're trying to, they have enterprise, so they got these different groups where they make money, right? So that's some of the reason why they conceal, the purpose of concealing information. All right, there are methods, okay, the methods in which they conceal information, right? Method of concealment. So what are the methods they use, right? The method the methods they use, they are twofold, right? They are divided into two. You got the physical and you got the psychological, right? So let's look at the physical first. The physical method is basically what I just talked about. They destroy evidence, they clean crime scenes, right? They do that. They clean the crime scene. They hide weapons or if you like, bodies, right? They do that. So that's the method of concealment. The physical one. The psychological one is they create false alibis, right? False excuses. They lie to authorities. They mislead or intimidate witnesses, and they manipulate digital information, right? So if you have something online, email, and those different things, they will delete stuff. They will go on their computer and delete stuff from there, and they do the different things, right? So those are the two methods: the psychological and the physical. All right. Another one, if you come to psychological factors, right? You got something called the psychological factors, and the psychological factors they come into two, right? You got the impulsivity and you got the personal traits, right? Let's look at those two things. Right, so the physical or psychological factors. So the impulsivity, which I'm observing in Mr. Jackson, right? What it do is it has to do with the impulsivity, low self-control. When somebody is impulsive, they have low self-control, it can lead to immediate or reactive attempts, which we see to hide a crime, right? So if you look at Mr. Jackson, he is very, very impulsive. You can see his outburst on Facebook, right? That's a way, it's a factor, it's a way to conceal crime, right? They use their low self-control as a way to hide information, right? They go off, like you said, you call it the people Gestapos and those different things. He go off and cursing on Facebook. That it's a psychological means. They try to manipulate authority. They try to manipulate. He tried to manipulate the public. All right, that he did not do. But that's a way of concealing crime. Right. So we shouldn't forget that's what criminals do. The personal traits. Right. If you look at the personal trait when it comes to the psychological factors, right, it's called psychopathy. All right. Psychopathic, if you like, you put it that way. So psychopathic and the narcissism, there are two factors in that area when it comes to the personal trait, right? The psychopathic and narcissism. Well, so what it does is it make the guys they deceive, they deceptive or deception and manipulate more effective and calculate, right? So let's go more into that, the psychopathic aspect of it. When a person is psychopathic, the person lacks empathy, right? The person lacks empathy, and the person feels little to no remorse for what it did. So you can see Samuel Jackson with the trait, right? I mean, his wife is dead. We don't know what the cause of death, but you see the way the guy acts on Facebook. He has no empathy, because empathy is putting yourself in another person's shoe, right? Feeling some sort of remorse that something happened, you feel some sort of regret, right? But you don't see it in Mr. Jackson, right? You don't see it. So that go into the psychopathy of the whole thing. The guy he had this psychopathic tendency that he exhibiting. He feels no remorse, right? And what they also do, they can lie with ease. They manipulate investigator and they feign emotions they don't feel, right? So Mr. Jackson, sometimes you see, so at some point he feel like he's sorry for what happened, but at another point you see he will eat fufu on Facebook. He asks that nothing happened at home, right? You see those things. So those are traits that you have to look at, So when it comes to the narcissistic part of it, the narcissistic trait, the person have the traits, they have a grandiose sense of self-importance, all right? And an insatiable need for admiration. They often believe they are intellectually superior to everyone else. So you see the traits in Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson feels he knows everything. He's intellectually superior. And they also show arrogance. So that's what they also do. So I mean, all these things, you can see them in Mr. Samuel Jackson in the wake of his wife's death, right? So for me, If you ask me, the guy has something. His hands is in the cookie jar. If you want to use that metaphor, he has some link. If the system is sophisticated, Mr. Jackson will go beyond bars. Or I mean, I don't know what the penalty of homicide is in Liberia, whether it's life sentence, but the man is bragging on Facebook how he has rich friends and this case. I mean, you're fighting. I mean, you see all the different things what the man is doing. The man has something to do with his wife's death, and hopefully the system will work out for this young lady and her family to get justice. But he, like you guys pointed out, his attitude does not show that he is remorseful. He does not show anything like, you know, something happened at home. This person was dear to me. I mean, for 7 years, he does not show no tendency, nothing. The man is, he showed no sympathy, no empathy, nothing whatsoever. All right. So, Patrick, that's my take on that. Let's see how it plays out in Liberia. Shirley and Perkins, their cameras are out. Let's go to this last topic here. It has to do with the president's statement. Recently, he addressed the nation. And so, Patrick, let's get your take on the president's statement.
Yeah, I think the president's statement last night, roughly 10 minutes, I think was in line with his sense of duty to the nation and the people. Their safety, security, and happiness matter most to them, to him, or the government. And his call for calm, restraint, and peaceful resolution of the situation diplomatically, I think everything is very rewarding. Yeah, but there seems to be a little contradiction also too. I think after it was decided that the president was spoken yesterday, the Ministry of Information shouldn't have come up with a statement before the president, address yesterday. I mean, I've not seen it work. I've not seen it work like that. And I mean, you don't speak before, because you don't know what the president will. You don't know what the president will say.
You go, Patrick?
You don't know what. So I'm here. Yeah. So coming out with a statement, for instance, before the president's speech yesterday, or actually yesterday, I think they will have found some little contradiction. And but on the statement of the government before the president's address, also too was not bad. But again, it leaves doubt as to what is really happening. The statement before the president's address both did not state what is actually happening, what is actually causing the aggression, the incursion, or the provocation, or maybe the crossover to the Liberia side. What is causing the problem? If Esoteric claims my property after many years of coexistence, I mean, it can't just be all this. I mean, there must be something. There must be something. Maybe Esoteric may have discovered something that now gives him the impetus, to come and claim what I'm possessing. So, what is happening? What has caused the provocation, the aggression or incursion? I know the government has not said anything. The government statement did not say it, and the president's address did not also say it. And there were concerns remain, and there were people still remain very hopeless as to whether there is anything being done to address the situation. But on the overall, I believe the situation is also being exaggerated. It has a siblings. They report by the media, especially the inexperienced media from the border point. Their reportage has a semblance of the Spanish, let's say the Golden Ray of Hearts headline of 1898. What he said, the sinking of the U.S. warship at Havana in Cuba was the work of the enemy, which is Spain. All the reporters just reflect our mind on history. And I think the media, one way or the other, seems to beat war drums, because, I mean, the citizens' action and the people cursing, they in the tree, they spotting Singapore gone. You don't look, when you're reporting from the war front, it has its own ethics and standard. And I think that when the PUL needs to come in to get some training. When you're reporting for the war front, there's a way you present the situation, because from the way they're reporting, it's almost like they are wishing to put the AFL in combat mode. Yeah. So the AFL, on the AFL is there one of those things, perhaps they could get a combat mode. And I think that the same thing, that was the same thing Joseph what a road of hairs. That was the same thing they did in their publications. It want to put a breaks, and then they they didn't ask questions. They started going to war, in Cuba, engaging in a war with Spain, and I mean also went disastrous, on the south of both countries.
Pastor, your audio quality is compromised right now. What they call you?
A compromise?
Yeah, it better now. Go ahead.
A compromise?
It good now. Good now.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, fine. And I think that's what the media is doing. But to conclude on this thing, I want to caution the citizen. While it is true that safety and well-being is a risk, and I think they are worried because it's very traumatic for them to see, after 14 years of war, to see guns. I mean, see what rebels did to them, and then to see soldiers cross with heavy guns, terrorists, see them face to face. It traumatized them. The situation traumatized them. But I mean, even the great America, the citizens don't go put a chest to Iran. No, American citizens are not the ones putting the American behind. Say, even Iranians who are who are some one way or the other, entrenched into martyrdom. I mean, they're not the ones even throwing their chest to American bullets and Israeli airstrikes. So, no matter how brave you are, you cannot go stand before another country's military and say you are challenging them. Whatever the case would have been, I mean, it was dangerous for the Liberian people, and I think they should not do that again next time.
All right, Patrick. Yeah, the speech of the president, like you said, it was level-headed. The president shows, as he showed, that he is actually the head of the nation. The speech. I mean, I took notes from some of the things he said. So if you look at the context of the speech, the president, he addressed recent tensions along the Liberia-Sierra Leone border, specifically in the Solombard area, Foya district, Lofa County. And the government respond immediate steps are taken to de-escalate tensions using peaceful and diplomatic means. That's what the president said. That if you look at the diplomatic engagements, the president, he said direct communication with Guinea through established channels, cooperation with Sierra Leone via the Mountain River Union to guide actions with dialogue and cooperation. The president, when it comes to regional commitment, Liberia, leader of Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Guinea, reaffirmed commitment to peace, stability, and restoring the status quo along border communities. Guinea's cooperation, the president said, Guinea instructed its forces to return to previous positions, signaling commitment to peace and de-escalation. Security measures. The president said the armed forces of Liberia, Liberia National Police, and joint security agencies remain vigilant, and collaboration with local authorities to maintain calm during diplomatic efforts. And then when it comes to international support, ECOWAS, AU, and other partners encourage restraint and peaceful resolutions. And then he also said Liberia's international standing reinforced through solidarity and support. Then he talked about the principle of strength through peace. That's something the president also said. So President Boyka emphasized that pursuing peaceful resolution demonstrates strength, not weakness. All right. And then he talked about the historical perspective. Liberia has a tradition of cooperation with neighbors, contributing to regional peace and international peacekeeping. And then you got the call to action, call to citizens, I should say, remain calm, law abiding, and avoid spreading unverified information. Trust security institutions and diplomatic channels to manage the situation. All right. Then the closing message from the president: peace is precious and protected. Unity, confidence, and commitment to national values are essential. All right. So basically, those are the elements I got from the president's speech. And hopefully, the situation, before we got on here, I've seen some of the reporters, Nelson Collet and others, they are at the border in Lofar, and they found with heavy security presence. They got the Guinean on the other side, the Liberians on the other side. I mean, hopefully the situation does not escalate. Yes. I don't know. The president built what they call the peace center in Foya, right? He said, it was for peace making, and that's a conference area for peace. Hopefully the situation does not escalate, and the Guinean will not destroy the peace center for us. But yes, that was a good speech overall, and we hope that, like the president rapid intervention going to Guinea to talk to the president, But Patrick, this tells us that, as a nation, the reason Guinea is bullying Sierra Leone and Liberia, she does not go to Ivory Coast, right? Because Ivory Coast has a stronger military. But, if you have a bully somewhere, they always go after the weak people or the weak elements around. So Liberia and Sierra Leone, they are weak militarily. So Guinea is trying to bully those two countries. And then that is why, that's why when you take the oath of office as a president, the oath of office is to defend life and properties. That's the mandate that they gave you. How do you defend life and properties? Patrick, is to have a strong military. All right. But when we're getting on, I saw Mountain Collie posted something that AFL, so you're getting $180 some more dollars per month. Do you want the person to be committed if something happens? When something is going on in the country, you want somebody will get $85 or $185 a month versus lawmakers, they're starving, they're making $600 or plus. Who do you expect to be more committed? So the security, that's why U.S. spent trillions of dollars in their security here. They invest that because they don't want to be nobody to mess with them. So we have our country over there. The money, bulk of the money, it goes into the three branches of government, right? The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. The guy divided. If you look at the budget for the military, it's peanut change compared to the other branches of government, right? Or the other agencies. So until you make yourself militarily serious, right, your neighbors will continue to mess with you. Right now, you don't even have one helicopter. As a country, you don't have one fighter jet as a country. So, who's going to take you seriously? All right, we're going to take. So, Patrick, that's my take. But overall, it's a good speech. Usually our leaders are good at giving speeches. But Patrick, finally, let's wrap it. I don't want to postpone the last one. The lawmaker of Grand Jide, Marie Johnson, proffered a bill for student loan in Liberia. I want us to talk about it quickly, and so we can call it a day. Patrick, do you think student loan is good for Liberia? Do you think we need student loan in our country?
Yes, student loan is good, and student loan is needed yet urgently, but there's a problem. And the lawmakers' action is first commendable, and I think she's far-sighted, and this is what we call citizen interest representation. Yeah, things that benefit the citizens directly, things that benefit the ordinary people directly, should be considered priority for lawmakers. And not arresting the finance minister because the lawmakers salary delay. When civil servants salary delay for months or even to a year, the lawmakers don't arrest the finance minister. But when their salary delay just for a month, they issue arrest warrant for the finance minister. So coming with a student loan, for bill for student loan, I think is one of legislative fast-footedness, and I think it means well. But the problem is student loan in the United States and other European nations is perfect, is good, is well executed. It can be bypassed. You can't even renege on your responsibility or your obligation because there are opportunities. There are opportunities to giving you to work and pay back. Okay, so even if you take a loan, if you take a student loan, for example, and you are not able to pay a particular university in which you are enrolled, maybe, and you are owing, and that university perhaps wants the money, or the government wants the money, or whichever entity that gets that money wants that money, there is a way, as a remedy for you to work, earn something, and pay back. In Liberia, when you take student loan, whether from the government or from whatever source it is, how do you pay back? There is no system, there is no cadet system in the country where you say, okay, when a person takes student loan, when he enters his junior status in the university, there is an automatic opportunity for him to get a job. There is somewhere he can go to be employed immediately to start working and earning money to pay back his loan. So as much you would take for student loan, how much can you pay back? Where is the medium through which you can pay back? What is the opportunity through which you can pay back? And so the lawmaker now, in addition to the student loan program, now needs to ask our colleagues, how can we sustain this thing? How can we service it? Because to take student loan is one thing, and to service student loan is another thing. How do we service this obligation? What are the opportunities available for students? Okay, is there a place they can go to work to earn money? Are they dependent on government payroll to go and pay back? Or is there a private sector investment opportunity where they can go and explore opportunities to pay back their loan? So these are the basic questions that need to be, that must be addressed. And in Liberia, those do not exist. And that makes the student loan program, the whole bill, that makes the whole bill challenging. If it passes, it will be good. But execution, and especially payback, and once students are not able to pay back their loan that they take, what comes next? So it means that you will have more students, you will have more university dropout in the country, as even compared to people who completing university once they're not able to pay or service their loans.
All right, Patrick, thank you. I think I take the opposite view. When you say good, I don't think student loan is good for our country. And the reason I say that, Patrick, you cannot, if you actually mean well for a country that is struggling, right? And you want the country to do well or the citizens to do well, you don't start the people or the children with debt, because basically what student loan is, I gave you the money, you are a poor person, and then you pay the money back with interest. That's what it means, So the only reason why the person is giving loan, the person does not have it. But then you say, okay, I will give you the money, and then when you pay the money back, you give me more. Okay, you just indicated that there are no jobs opportunity in the country. So if a student defaults on repayment of the loan, what happens? because in the US here, there are consequences if you don't pay your student loan. All right. They will kind of repossess your property. They will do all the different things. When you get a job, they will garnish your wages and do different things. Or sometimes in some cases, you don't even travel, you know. All right. So you want to put these things. So Patrick, in the US, for example, in preparation for this, for the talking point, I did a little research. You know how many the student loan debt in the US is $1.8 trillion. That's how much people are $1.8 trillion debt. Even though the people get jobs here, Patrick, but 1.8 trillion. Okay, of that amount, the federal government, the people in the country, they owe the federal government $1.6 trillion. Okay, and then you have the private debt, because the private people too, they can give the student loan to the children, to the student. So the private debt is $167 billion. Okay, and then when you go to, so the average total debt, all right, per student, right, is about $43,000. Just imagine, $43,000 per borrower. That's the average. Okay, and this debt, Patrick, it has been growing in the past decade. Student loan debt balance have increased to 66%. It's not going down. People are not paying because things are hard. Okay, so if you look at the demographics, the people that own student loan, the borrowers, it's age 35 to 49. Okay, between the Patrick, before you even get on your feet, you get, in the case of America, you got nothing less than $43,000 debt hanging on your back. Whereas students in Europe and other countries, they don't have debt. Let me tell you the story, Patrick. One time when I was in Pennsylvania, I used to hustle with Uber, right? So I had the passenger who were in the car, and you're like, oh, this is what you do for full time. I said, oh no, it's how hustle I do it to pay my student loan, right? The man was like, what are you talking about? He's from France. The guy, he said, what are you talking about? So you're like, first I asked me, I said, where are you from? So I'm from France. I'm here for a business meeting. So then how he asked me that question, I'm like, oh, I'm doing that as a side hustle to pay my student loan. He said, what are you talking about? I was like, you don't know what student loan is? He said, I went to school, I got a master's degree. I don't have one single debt. Far I don't have to pay nothing. Everything is paid for by the government, you know. So Patrick, so have a situation, somebody with master's degree, all right, with no debt, and then in Liberia, somebody who is already struggling and is starting with debt on their back. How can you compete with somebody from other country, another citizen from another country who with master's degree, no debt? They will go ahead, they will grow faster than you do. All right. So the idea of Marie Johnson, you know, people bringing these Western ideas, you know, to our people, for poor people to pay, student. Why is it that you're paying government official all the thousands of millions of dollars, but you can't give your children, the student, free education, and you want to put debt on them? Why you want to do that? It doesn't make sense. Economically, it's not friendly to the people. You are just putting a lot of burden on the people. I don't want to, we've been here for a while, Patrick, but the student loan debt in America is a disaster. The government right now, they build out the corporations, but guess what? When the people say, oh, let's forget the student, they're there, and they say, no, we can't do that. That's socialism, all right? But when it comes to the corporation, they got socialism for them. Now what Dr. King can say, America practices what they call socialism for the rich and capitalism for the poor, right? When it comes to, you know, the poor people, they say, oh, everybody for themselves, you know. But when it comes to the rich people, they say, you know, let's build them out. Without them, the country will collapse. But, you know, the people that they can carry, the poor people can carry the debt with them. We can't forgive it. We can't drop it. But Patrick, it was a good show. And I want to say thank you so much. If you have closing thought, let's share and call it a day, man. Appreciate your time.
Yes, yes, thank you, CEO. And it's good. It's good to be back here today. And I want to say thanks to all those who took the time to follow us today, to those who view from afar and near. We want to say thank you also too. I just want to say again, we'll be next Thursday with another edition of the program. But before I go, let me give you a reminder that April 11 is right around the corner. Fargo, North Dakota is the place to be, you know, for the grand inauguration of President William Manning and his School of Officers. We'll be there. So please make your way there. Also, donations and contributions are still expected in, and the planning committee is working and doing everything possible. I want to say please do your best. I want to say again, tomorrow is Sister Conti's birthday, and we celebrate in the Grand Star. I want to say happy birthday to her. Yes, it was good and it was fine. And I want to say Sam Jackson must answer to the question on his wife's suspicious death, and let that be later rest. Also, the issue in the Sapo land, we have to do with the pollution of the water sources of the people there. It must be given, an urgent attention by the government, and the lawmaker must take seize of the matter, take it to plenary, so that a redress is given as possibly as compensation is concerned. Before in other countries, when people get polluted, when people water sources are polluted, people pay millions in damages. Water is life. People pay millions in damages. In Liberia, people just face all these calamities and no retribution. So we hope something can be done in that regard. Also, we want to say the USAA and the startup. Well, I don't think there's a competition, but the USAA, I think, is priority to make sure development goes down to the people, no matter the distance, no matter the location. Is also welcoming. So congratulations too for the new center you have built. But next time, consider the construction of a center in the Sapo lane, irrespective of location or economic interest in the next time. On the all, I want to say thanks to everybody for coming on, and we will be back next Thursday with another edition of the program. Goodbye from my end.
All right, Pastor, thank you so much, guys. We leave you informed, not certified, right? We may have said some things that you don't agree with. Well, that's the nature of the game. We want to say thank you so much. The Patriot indicated next Thursday will be here to bring you another beautiful show of your premier platform, Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. I urge you again, please, if you can, go to our YouTube page and subscribe, Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora. We got multiple videos there that we don't put on Facebook. Go there and subscribe. Yes, and hit the notification button, for future videos that will be coming up. Yes, we want to say thanks to the campaigners for the wonderful job they are doing. Yes, our political leaders, they are after building their houses, and yes, and now people are drinking dirty water in Sinoe County. They are swimming in dirty water, but the guys are living in mansions and they are drinking purified water. They walk around with those things, and while people are still drinking from the forest, from creeks. That's very sad. So yes, guys, that's why the election has consequences. If you elect those leaders, that's what you get. Like the parable, the phage, the high, cabbage, as a leader before, and they say, oh, cabbage is too cool, so they bring alligator, and the alligator start eating the phage, the rest of the animals. So right now we put the man who said generational change, and all he doing is building houses for himself. And our children are swimming in dirty water. They can't build community pool for them to go swim. No, it's too difficult for him. But he does that. He does the same for himself. Everything is good for him, but for the people, it's a disaster. The swimming in polluted rivers and all the different things. With Samuel Jackson, hopefully the law will take a course and make sure the family of Madam Jackson gets justice. Yes, and that's how the student loan thing with the representative of Grand Jeddah County. I don't think student loan is a good thing for Liberia. Like, give our children the education without putting debt on them. They shouldn't be before they get out of school, they get massive debt on them. They're Western capitalistic thinking. Everything should be about debt. No, it shouldn't be. Like, give the people a good starting point instead of putting the debt on them. The political leaders, they get all the bunch of money all the time and no obligation, so let do the students a favor as well. Let get in something without starting them on debt, it's just student loans. Let's stop that. It doesn't help the countries that are competing around the world right now. America, the citizens, a lot of the citizens are committing suicide because of the same debt. They got massive $1.8 trillion. The people are in debt in this country, besides mortgage, besides auto loans, just student loan. 1.8 trillion. All right. So it's not a good thing. right? It's not a good thing. So people should not take student loan to be a government should not make business out of people. Let's help the people. All right. Let's put the people on their feet. Once the people are doing good, they will be able to pay more taxes to the government. But you can't start the people on a student on a 14 like here in America. Yeah, the rich people children and the poor children, they will sit in the same classroom. One student will graduate or one child will graduate with 50 to 60,000 debt, and the other person next to them, because their parent got money, they will just cut the check, and then they graduate with no debt on them. So as a result, they are not on the same level. So the student will graduate at the same time. Then the other one is struggling because they got massive debt on them. The world's so-called richest country, and the people are mired in debt. You know, we shouldn't carry that bad philosophy to Liberia. Let's try to use our resources to help our children to build a country. Germany, France, and other countries are giving free education to their people. We shouldn't market. We shouldn't do capitalism. We shouldn't make our people out of commodity, you know, and to make student loan just for the money to go to government officials, and then they build mansions for themselves. They put the money in their pocket. That's all. All right, guys. That's how we're doing it for the day. We want to say thank you so much for another wonderful edition of the show. All right. So let me bring the curtain down this way musically. And we'll see you again next Thursday. All right. Let's see. This is what I got. Yeah, let's end this way.
You make me one day. It's never counting. And Yahweh, Mr. Pleka Junior, Plato Rokai, Suba. Sadwe, wa bla bla we, no mufra, mandui, adosa jere, shobe. Ataga siwe o, siwe ataga siwe meye. Bawo jenu sa sadwe, adawe siwe, we ba isi yo. I want to look away there.